Welcome back, Laura and Patricia. We'll continue with the questions about machine translation. Please, Laura, can you give us more insights about how to incorporate machine translation into the localization industry? How's the process and how do you make it profitable?
Okay, so I suppose different things, like from the point of view of cost, one needs to understand that it is a new technology, it has some sort of cost. It could be very inexpensive. If what is used is generic engines, still there would be some sort of cost in terms of learning how to use it, learning how to apply to the localization workflow, and maybe training people, selecting the best system, etc. So typically, especially if it was going to be like the implementation was going to be done for the first time, let's say, um, obviously a big project would yield far more benefits than something that is small. Um, Something that simply because obviously, like, I mean, you know, once people know how to post it, etc., after a while the benefits will be great, and the productivity saving will be good. An ongoing project as well, you know, something that is kind of on demand, it comes every day, it would be great as well. um, if there was something that it was substantial, for something like that, I would probably recommend to customize an engine so that all these funny errors we were talking about before, they can disappear, or mainly disappear, and then the productivity gains are much better. I suppose, like everything else, it needs to be done, you know, with a little bit of care and intelligence. So if there is large volumes and the content is, it's maybe complex, it has a lot of terminology, etc., maybe is worth investing on something that is a little bit more sophisticated than a generic engine, because the return on investment is going to be greater in the long run. If the project is small, no matter how complex it is not worth investing on a customized engine, because it's going to cost money and time. For something like that, then maybe you can use generic engines, and the profitability would be less, but the expense would be less as well. Um, but certainly, I suppose it's all about starting and testing, learning while testing, and then maybe increasing the use of it and getting a little bit more adventures, in the sense that, you know, trying different things that are more sophisticated and can be better in the long term.
As you mentioned, what is good for one client at a certain moment is not going to be the same solution for other clients, or even for the same client in a different moment, maybe in the future. If they are dealing with different texts or with a different volume, they have to assess what is best for them at that point. And I think I should add that uh, not add, but emphasize that part that you said, testing, right? So you can only be sure if something is going to work if you test it. And I think that while you are doing the tests, you should be very open to receiving feedback from the post editors or the people who are evaluating and assessing the machine translation productivity, to check how much faster will the projects be able to be finalized, how much how much less effort will post editors need. So all of this, I think, should be taken into consideration. Um, Also to decide how much the rate of the post editor will be. So how much you will have to pay for the post editor, how much you will have to pay to maintain the machine translation engine, to, you know, make it a good job for everyone who's involved.